Hello, how you doing? Welcome. I'm excited to bring to you one of the most remarkable phones out this season, the Sony Xperia Z3 Compact. The premium end of the smartphone market is changing. While there always has been a constant push for more powerful devices with longer battery life, manufacturers are now only delivering them in plus-size phones. The Z3 Compact is Sony's attempt to change this. They have purposefully designed a phone that is both cutting edge and comfortable to hold. But does it all come together? Let's take a look. The first thing you notice is the large 4.6-inch screen. Whilst there's only a difference of 3.5mm between it and the iPhone 5 has a much smaller 4-inch screen. In fact, the new iPhone 6, which has only a slightly larger 4.7-inch screen, is actually a not insignificant 10.8mm taller. The reason the Xperia is able to utilise the front space is because it does away with a physical home button and has a much thinner bezel. This means you get a bigger screen in a smaller space. When it comes to weight, it's a reasonable 129 grams. Certainly not light, but easy enough to hold and comfortably operate in one hand without giving you a wrist ache. The design is clean and elegant, with durable tempered glass panels on the front and back, surrounded by a rounded rubber frame which should make it better able to absorb shocks if or when you drop it. It's been given the US IP65 and IP68 enclosure ratings, which means it's both dust tight and waterproof. Perfect for taking pictures on the beach or by the pool. However, this is on condition you keep the slightly flimsy protector covers closed, and Sony warned that you must avoid exposing the headset jack to salt water. Let's take a look at the screen size. It's a 1280 by 720 pixel HD IPS LCD display. Whilst it's not full HD, it certainly isn't necessary in a device this size, and definitely isn't noticeable unless you stand it side by side with a full HD phone. The 319 pixels per inch density means images are sharp and clear. Watching videos, viewing photos, browsing web pages, colours are rich and vibrant, with the display maintaining its visibility at all real use viewing angles. The good thing about the largest 4.6-inch screen is that you don't have to squint when browsing web pages, and unlike the phablet devices, it won't commandeer your coat pocket. In terms of operating performance, it's packing a 2.5 GHz Snapdragon 801 quad-core processor with 2 GB of RAM. It will run all your apps and widgets with ease, including the most recent graphically demanding games. It has a relatively modest 16 GB of storage, and only 12 GB of that is usable, the rest being taken up by the OS. However, the micro SD slot means you can use memory cards up to 128 GB in size. Online prices are competitive, which makes them a great value way to store your photos, videos and other media, although you cannot natively save apps to them. The operating system is the very latest version of Google Android, 4.4.4, codenamed KitKat. It's been refined, it has plenty of options and it offers a deep level of personalization. But it also comes customized with a layer of Sony controls and Sony apps, some of which are useful, but you get the sense of a mild power struggle between Google and Sony options. So, hold down the home button and not only do you have access to Google Now, but an extra option for Sony's What's New, or you can download apps from Google Play or buy Xperia range apps from Sony Select. When viewing Sony Album, Sony's photo gallery, and you select a video of yours, you are given a choice of opening it with Sony Movies or Android Photos. Of course, you can easily set a default, and ultimately it's good that Sony is giving you a choice. But it's obvious that they have been faced with the dilemma of offering their own apps to users but not forcing them unwanted. In any case, they can be removed. In all other ways, the OS is easy to use. Press the launcher button to view the applications tray with all your apps and widgets. swipe down from the notification bar with one finger to view your notifications. Swipe down with two fingers to see your quick settings. And you can edit what is shown. For example, you can add the torch widget. Press the running apps button to see all your open apps and easily close them. Pinch out to see your different home screens, delete them or add new ones. You can also add widgets, apps, change wallpapers and themes. The range of available third-party software from the Google Store is massive and comparable to Apple's. Most established developers will release their apps here. One of the most important features of the phone is the camera. The Z3 Compact has a 20.7 megapixel rear camera with f2 lens and a 2.2 front-facing camera, which will primarily be used for video calls and selfies. What's great is that there is a dedicated physical camera button. Hold it down to open up the camera app, press it to take a picture. This makes it that little bit easier for a stranger to use when you ask them to take your photo. By default, the camera is set up to take pictures and videos in an optimized automatic mode, but switch to manual and you have an extensive range of options. You can set the resolution detail. The highest 16:9 mode takes pictures at 15.5 megapixels at a resolution of 5428 by 2952. Sony say that the ISO 12800 sensor is the highest ever in a smartphone, so you'll be able to take better pictures in low light conditions. You can also set how you want autofocus to work, whether it be face detection or object tracking. You can adjust the white balance for differing weather conditions. And there are a host of other options, including making time shift videos and background defocus to give your photos that shallow depth of field DSLR look. You can also broadcast live to YouTube and shoot in 4K super high detail, which of course requires a compatible monitor to view the photos at their best. There's also an assortment of video modes. You can record in 60 FPS for that hyper-real visual look, and motion appears especially smooth. And you can use Steady Shot, which works great for stabilizing jerky motion when recording footage. Here's my two examples. Overall, the picture and video quality is very satisfying, and the Xperia is definitely on the superior end of Android phones. There's also a rather nifty option that allows you to make a video capture of your screen usage. Just hold down the power lock key and select the record screen option. It also records external sound, such as your voice, but the video capture sensibly leaves out the control interface. For sound, it has two front-facing speakers. Turn it on its side when playing a video and thankfully the sound comes out at you. Although at the highest volume it does lose its clarity and become a little distorted. Using headphones of course it sounds fine, but go into settings and you can turn on Clear Audio Plus. This is Sony's bespoke equalizer, which makes music sound less subdued, fuller, and bass have more kick. It works with music saved on your phone, with Sony's Music Unlimited, and with most other music apps. All these serious features might make you forget that the Xperia is an especially capable handheld games machine, and it can play even the most demanding new Android titles, and the range available is endless. You can even connect it to your TV with a HDMI cable and play compatible games using a PS3 controller. But what's unique to the Xperia is the rather brilliant ability to use remote play with a PlayStation 4 console. This feature is not live yet, but when it is, you'll be able to connect it to a fast Wi-Fi network, so you can stream your PS4 games to the phone and use your phone as an alternate screen. Perfect for when your other half is hogging a TV. Sony are also selling the GCM10 game control mount to connect it to the PS4 DualShock controller. The PS4 Remote Play app will go live later this month. With all these clever features, How does the Xperia phone do when it comes to using it as an actual phone? Well, surprisingly good actually. The bane of smartphones is that they quickly deplete their battery power. There are some people who can remember dumb phones. They were made to be as small as possible and also gave you a fantastic battery life that could last from a few days to a week. Now, battery life is an area where the Xperia really shines. You can easily get over a day of heavy usage, watching YouTube videos, streaming music, using GPS mapping and making long phone calls, and you will still have some juice when it gets to midnight. Use it less frequently and the standby time is great as well. I had it going for at least 4 days of low usage before I had to fully charge it. Sony's claim of 1 week's worth of standby usage is accurate. The HD resolution means better battery life. With phones, there is a balance between battery size and life versus performance. The 720p display allows it to have both. The side cover to the charge port doesn't look like it can withstand a year's worth of opening and closing, so it might be worth buying the charging dock. It's an extra expense, but you can just place the Xperia on it and it will charge. There are things that can be improved. Each of the Sony apps requires you to digitally sign a consent form, and this gets tedious pretty quickly. A better option would be to have a universal login in the settings and for it to be applied to all the Sony apps at once. And being picky, I'd prefer it if it was just a tad lighter. Besides that, there isn't anything else to grumble about. Overall, the phone is sturdy and comfortable in the hand. Its sleek design makes it a showstopper. No hideous or fussy buttons. The waterproof and dustproof protection make it robust enough to take the jostles of real-world usage. The OS is refined, and the extra Sony user interface options on the whole are logical and easy to familiarize yourself with. It has a powerful specification, a screen size that is easy on the eye, innovative PS4 features, and really, it's just lovely to use. If you are looking for an Android phone, then this should be at the top of your list, and it's easily a worthy alternative to the iPhone 6. It's a flagship model in a compact size. All in all, the Sony Xperia Z3 is probably one of the best and feature-rich Android phones available now. I hope you have found this review useful. If you have, please hit the like button and subscribe for further updates.